drop shipping from Amazon Prime onto eBay get you banned? Is it a bad idea to do it? I'm going to answer that question right now. And after that, because it's Tuesday, that means it's time for another live Q&A all about eBay and Amazon drop shipping. So if you guys are here with me live in the live chat, make sure to ask any questions you have. I'll answer them right away. If you guys are watching this on replay, ask a question in the comments section of any of my videos, and I'll answer them during my next live Q&A. I do them every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so you get an alert every time that I go live. All right, so the big question tonight, are you allowed to drop ship from Amazon Prime? It is one of the top questions that I get, one of the most common questions that I get. People don't get started with eBay dropshipping because they're afraid to use Amazon Prime. They're afraid because they've heard rumors that dropshipping from Amazon will get you banned from Amazon. So let's find out exactly what the rule is. So I'm going to share my screen here for you guys. And as you'll see, I'm here inside Amazon.com, and this is their Prime terms. So we're talking specifically here about signing up for Amazon Prime, which, if you don't know what that is, that's just their subscription service. It comes with a ton of benefits, including being able to stream movies and TV shows, music, and also a huge benefit is that you get 2-day shipping on a lot of items. So here inside the rules, one of the rules under other limitations says, Prime members are not permitted to purchase products for the purpose of resale, rental, or to ship to their customers or potential customers using Prime benefits. What does that mean? That means that per these rules, you are not allowed to drop ship from Amazon to eBay using your Prime benefits. In other words, using that free shipping that comes with Prime. Now, do people do this anyway? Yeah, of course they do. I have friends who are doing it a lot. I drop ship from Amazon. I don't do a ton from Amazon, but I do have friends who are doing a lot from Amazon. Now, let's kind of look at the history of all of this. People have been drop shipping from Amazon for a long time. Here's an article I found from 2015. Here's another one I found from 2011. I think it's just been going on since the beginning. It's been going on for a really long time. Now, a lot of people are worried because they've heard that because of this rule that people are getting banned for drop shipping from Amazon. And in the past, this is an article I found from, or rather a forum post I found from 2011, where this person said they got a message from Amazon letting them know that they were potentially in violation of the rules for dropshipping using Prime. But I couldn't find anything more recent, any real proof that people are getting banned or that there's threats that people will get banned for using Amazon Prime to dropship from. And I think one of the reasons for that is because not too long ago, Amazon kind of got a lot of heat because they started to ban people using Prime who were doing too many returns. And a lot of customers were really upset by that. They really lashed out against Amazon for that. And I think Amazon kind of cooled that. They stopped doing that so much. And I think maybe at the same time that they did that, they also stopped banning people or threatening to ban people who were drop shipping using Prime. Let me pull up the video again. So, what's been happening now? Well, I've been working with now hundreds of students inside my course, Dropshipping Titans. I've had over thousands of students take my free course all about eBay dropshipping. I've talked to so many people. I have friends of mine, like if you guys know who Dropship Tyler is, he's also on YouTube. He does so many sales from Amazon to eBay every single day. And I haven't heard of any of these people getting banned for dropshipping from Amazon. And I haven't heard of any of them being threatened with a ban. So this doesn't seem to be something that Amazon is enforcing right now. And there's no indication to me, any real proof that this is something that you should be worried about. Now, personally, I just don't dropship a lot from Amazon. It's not for this reason. I've just been working with other suppliers that I really like, but I do know that dropshipping from Amazon works. Like I said, I have friends who are doing a lot. Dropship Tyler is dropshipping a ton from Amazon and doing really, really well with it. But that's a completely different business model than the one I'm doing. I'm dropshipping from other suppliers and I'm also doing really well. So that's not the reason that I avoid Amazon. It's just not what I decided to do. So that if it is something you want to do, it's not something that I would be worried about, in my opinion. So that's kind of the final take right now on dropshipping from Amazon Prime. So if anyone is afraid to get started for this reason, I think that's really the wrong reason not to get started. I think anytime you are thinking about starting a new business, trying something new that it's kind of taking you outside your comfort zone, something maybe a little scary, starting your own business for the first time. It's so easy to make excuses not to get started. And it's so easy to Google what's wrong with eBay dropshipping or dangers of eBay dropshipping or eBay dropshipping doesn't work. And if you Google those things, things will come up because there's always haters out there who are going to say that something doesn't work because they either heard it from someone else or they tried it for a couple of days, it didn't work for them, and then they gave up. And I don't think those are the people that you should be listening to. I think that if you're seeing other people be successful, then that means you can be successful with it as well. There's really no difference between the successful people and the unsuccessful people, except that the successful people actually took action. Look, everyone is afraid. Everyone has fear. But the successful people are the ones who say, you know what? Even though I'm afraid, I'm going to give it a shot anyway. I'm going to try it anyway. And that's really what courage means, is knowing you want something and doing it even though you are afraid. So if you are thinking about starting something, whether it's eBay dropshipping or anything else, I encourage you to just take the first step. You're not going to know everything before you take that first step, but you will gain so much clarity just by getting started. So that's kind of my motivational speech for the day. I have a ton of questions from people that asked them for this week. So let's get right into that. But before I do, like I mentioned before, I do have a free mini course about eBay dropshipping. So if you want to check that out, the link will be in the description of this video, probably like the first or second link. So go ahead and check that out if you want the free mini course. So let's see who's here with me live. Already a ton of comments here. We have Albert Brown. Asked a great question. Do you buy the VPN for your VAs to use? So a VPN is a virtual private network, Albert, and all that means is that it kind of hides the location of your computer. So a lot of times when you are dropshipping from some websites like Home Depot, if you have virtual assistants that live in the Philippines or in India, they won't be able to access these websites because you can only access them from inside the United States. Now, if you use a VPN, that hides the location for your VAs and it can make it look like they're located in the United States. There are free ones you can use that they can download, and a lot of them do work, but I found them not always to be the most reliable. So I actually paid for ones called Ghost VPN, I think, or CyberGhost 5. I think it was $50 for a year. I think I can use it on up to about 8 computers, I think. That's the one that I use. Not all of my VAs need access to it, but the ones who do get access to it, and it does work really well. It's also good for you if you are on a public Wi-Fi. I think it helps protect your computer from being hacked into, and it just keeps your computer safer if you want to use the VPN. Okay, Nancy Ross is back. Welcome, Nancy. We have Dusty Lewis from Georgia back. We have Connie here. Welcome, Connie. Phil Clark is back. Welcome, Phil. Thanks for coming back, Phil. Bryce Johnson's here. Welcome, Bryce. Luxury Card Store says, waiting for the sky. I like that. Yeah, V is asking me, V has a good question. Would you recommend subscribing to an eBay store right when you get started. And yeah, I would recommend that. So when you first get started selling on eBay, you don't have to subscribe to a store subscription. You don't have to sign up for a store subscription. You could do it without a subscription. But the problem with that is that they charge you a higher final value fee. So I do recommend that you sign up for a plan. And I think you want to sign up for the second one, not the cheapest one, because that one is the one where the final value fee actually decreases, if I'm not mistaken. If anyone could double check that, I would appreciate that, because they changed it recently and it kind of screwed me up. So I think you want the second paid plan. Let's see who else is here. All right. We got Felix here from Israel. Dropship Tyler says, Paul's a robot programmed specifically for dropshipping. Sometimes it feels that way. Okay, so let's see some questions from the week. It says, okay, kind of went over that. So along the lines of dropshipping using Prime, Richard M was asking if you can use it for items under $20, and yes, you can. That way you get the free shipping. And I kind of answered Catherine's question as well. So Catherine, if you're out there, I was happy to answer your question as well. So one of my students, Semi, asked me a question. Has anyone tried dropshipping from eBay to eBay? What's your opinion on it? So I actually recommend against dropshipping from eBay to eBay for a number of reasons. First of all, if you think about it, the person selling that item already had to pay eBay and PayPal fees. So the margins are going to be extra slim on that item. The other problem with it is with the tracking numbers. So eBay only lets users upload a tracking number once for an item. So let's say the person ships you the item with tracking number 1234. Then you get the tracking number. So you say, okay, I'm going to upload this for my purchase. Well, eBay won't accept it because that's already been used. So for those two reasons, I really recommend that you don't dropship from eBay to eBay. Let's see. We have let's see. Somebody's looking to find discounted gift cards. A good website for that is raise.com. And great question from Mr. Medina. Mr. Medina asks, is that article, the terms of use inside Amazon, is that specifically for Prime or does non-Prime count? So I forgot I could do this. So that was specifically for Prime, dropshipping using Amazon Prime. And that seems to be the thing that they take issue with. So Driss says, how do you handle P.O. Box addresses on Amazon? So I actually don't let people buy items from me on eBay if they are shipping to a P.O. Box. I specifically don't allow that. And I show exactly how to do that inside my course, Dropshipping Titans, but you can do that inside your business policies. Yeah, Nancy Hobbs says, I'm stuck trying not to be a perfectionist so I can get started. I completely can sympathize with that because I'm the same way a lot. I used to be much worse where I wanted the whole picture before I got started. I wanted to know every little detail of how everything works and everything that could possibly go wrong before I got started. And that's just impossible. You'll never make, well, for myself, I know I would just never even get started because I was just too worried about what if. And I just found if I got started, immediate clarity. I would immediately see what the next step is. You don't need to see every step down the road. You only need to see what your next step is. And then that clears things up and you can see what the next step is after that and the next step after that. So Caden is saying, how do you, try not to make this shake so much. I'm not sure why it's shaking right now. How do you manage your time in Q4? It's really busy. I'm already feeling stressed out. So first of all, congratulations that you're feeling stressed out, because that means that you're doing something right. That means you are getting sales and your business is at the point where you are actually having a lot of work to do, which is a good thing, really. But how do you manage that stress? How do you now take some of this work away? Well, the biggest suggestion I have is to hire virtual assistants. I love virtual assistants. They've completely changed my business. Actually, they make my business. They are my business. You can hire virtual assistants to do any tasks for you on eBay. They can list products. They can fulfill orders. They can do customer service. They can do everything for you. I have a team of virtual assistants. They run the whole show, and without them, I would really be nothing. My store wouldn't exist. It couldn't run without them. So I suggest you hire virtual assistants and start training them now. You're running out of time, so to speak, because you want them trained before Thanksgiving gets here, before Black Friday. Make sure they're highly trained before then. So I have two resources for you. The first one is online jobs. If you click the link in the description of this video for online jobs, that's where I hire virtual assistants for about $2 an hour. That is an affiliate link, so if you click it, I will get a small commission if you use it, but it does help contribute to this channel. And the other resource I have is, of course, my course, Super Simple VAs, which is all about how to hire and train virtual assistants. And that link is in the description of this video as well. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to sound like a robot. Okay. So Timothy is asking if he should drop ship from one supplier like Banggood, or if he should use another one like Walmart. If you're brand new, then I suggest trying a few different sources, kind of get an idea for how each of them work, and then find one, maybe two that you really like and go like full in with that one for a while. You'll want to expand later, but I found that the most successful dropshippers I've seen on eBay are the ones who kind of go all in with one supplier, at least in the beginning. That way they really understand what it takes to scale with that supplier, and then they branch out later from there. Okay. Right, so another question I had from the week is from Riley. Riley was asking me, if I make a listing on DSM Tool and then take it down if no one buys a product, will it count as one of the 50 free listings still? Oh, so in other words, when you start using DSM Tool, which is just a repricing software and a listing software, they give you 50 listings for free. And Riley wants to know, if he lists an item up and then deletes it, is he still at one? Did he use up one of the 50, or does it go back to zero? And it will go back to zero, Riley. Okay, another question I had from Nico. Nico's asking what kind of issues I've ever had with cashback websites like Giving Assistant. So Giving Assistant is one of the main ones that I use just because I found it to be really reliable, but there are plenty of other ones. I know a big one that people love is Top Cashback, but the two that I really like are Giving Assistant, Simply Best Coupon. Nothing wrong with Top Cashback at all, actually. Those were the two that I kind of fell into first, so I kept using them. Are there problems with a lot of them? Yeah, there are, sometimes. So the immediate problem is that they don't always catch that you're making the sale. So let me back up here, because I know some of you don't know what these cashback websites are. So what you would do is you log into the cashback website like Giving Assistant. Then it will show you a bunch of different like icons for different websites. It'll show you Walmart, Home Depot, Amazon, Banggood, let's say, whatever other websites. You click on the one from Walmart. Then it takes you to walmart.com. Everything looks completely normal. You do your shopping on there just like normal, but after the sale, after you purchase the item, let's say it's $100, then the cashback website will give you a certain percentage back just for using their link. So they might give you 4% back. So on a $100 purchase, that's $4 extra. What's going on? Something weird going on with the camera. So that's $4 back just for going through that. Is the camera weird or is it just me? Just for going through the website. What the heck's going on? Okay. So I hope you guys can at least hear me fine. So you get 4% back just for going through the website. Super easy to use. And the ones, like I said, I like are Giving Assistant. I have a link to it in the description of my video. I think you get $5 if you sign up through that affiliate link. So the immediate problem is that when you click through to Walmart, is anyone else seeing like my camera just go nuts right now? Or is it just on my end? So as soon as you click through to Walmart, it will sometimes not register. So that's the immediate problem. And the best way to fix that, yeah, my camera's acting so weird. The best way to fix that is to, I think it froze entirely. Oftentimes you have to disable any ad blockers, and you have to make sure your shopping cart is empty before you get started. So that's really the biggest, what the heck is this thing doing? Technical difficulties, hold on. Okay. All right, we are going to use the really cruddy built-in camera right now. So I apologize, guys, for the lower quality video, but I had some technical difficulties. So getting back to using the cashback websites, if that gives you a problem where it's not registering that you're going through, then the best thing to do would be to make sure your shopping cart is empty when you get started. And it also helps a lot, I find, to use an incognito window. I just found that to help a lot. So that's the first problem with these websites. The second one is sometimes you'll get sort of banned from the supplier. So you might have, like, for instance, Walmart will contact the cashback website and say, hey, we notice this person is buying a lot. We actually don't allow cashback for resellers. I haven't heard of that happening a lot, but I definitely have heard of it happening. So that's just something you want to be aware of. You might want to spread things out and use a couple of different ones. But personally, I use these cashback websites a lot, and I've never had that issue myself. Okay. Somebody said there's a solar explosion, so that's what was wrong with my camera. Nobody's hacking me. It was just a bad wire connected to my camera. Okay, Carlin is asking about Toys R Us, because what's been happening recently with Toys R Us is that they filed for bankruptcy, they went out of business, and now they're saying they're coming back. So Carlin is saying, should we dropship from Toys R Us this season? What should we do? So personally, I'm staying away from Toys R Us for a while. I used to stay away from them anyway because I had some issues with them and their shipping in the past. I'll wait for them to kind of figure things out for a while and then possibly start using them. Probably won't, because I'm not a big toy drop shipper. It's not really the kind of items that I like to drop ship a lot. Okay. Okay, so I kind of answered that question by Shy Multimedia. I think I answered your question there. Okay, so let's see another question here from Nell. Actually, I'm going to answer another video. So let's see a question from Diego. Is asking about Walmart invoices, whether Walmart has invoices. And it's usually they don't have invoices included in the box, but sometimes they do. So it's just something to be aware of. Let's see, a question here from John this week. John asked a really sort of fundamental question, or I would say more of a beginner question, but it's a really good question. Says, can you explain how the drop shipping works after an item sells? What's the process? So the process is very simple. So an item sells on eBay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to your supplier's website, wherever you listed the item from. Let's say it's Walmart. You're going to go to Walmart, and then you are going to buy the item with your own credit card, enter in the buyer's address from eBay, and ship the item directly to the customer. Then Walmart will give you a tracking number. You upload it to eBay, and then once the item is delivered, PayPal will release your money, and you get paid. You get to keep the difference as profit. And I go over all this inside my free mini course. So if you are watching this, John, you might want to check out that free mini course because I go over that in much more detail there. Okay, Anthony is asking about Bed Bath & Beyond. And the reason Anthony is asking about this is because I got pretty burned by Bed Bath & Beyond in the past, because they will allow you to drop ship from them for a little while, but then after that, they'll ban you. They'll stop you from, they'll actually start canceling your orders and not even tell you about it. So it's a huge hassle. And if you're using gift cards like I was, it's a huge mess. Now I have all these gift cards. I've been slowly, a lot of them I never even got the money back on. I wasn't quite clear why I was being canceled. There's a couple of issues in there, but I think I did lose some money in the end because the gift cards, there was problems with them. I did get some of the money back, and luckily I was able to use that to buy some gifts for people, which was nice because I couldn't use it to drop ship anymore. I did purchase a couple items from them after I got banned just to test, and they went through. So I don't know if the ban got restricted or what, but I would suggest staying away from Bed Bath & Beyond or only using them a little bit. Don't use them as a main big supplier. So that's kind of my 2 cents about Bed Bath & Beyond. The other thing I want to say about them is that I really tried everything to mask or hide the fact that I was the person who was drop shipping from them before. I changed my email, changed my phone number, or used a different phone number. I used VPNs. I used gift cards so they couldn't trace it to me, and nothing worked. They somehow always knew it was me. So obviously they know something that I don't know about tracking people online. Victor is here. Welcome, Victor. Victor is one of my students. So Alistair is asking about a software I started talking about recently called AutoDS. It's a software that lets you list items onto eBay and also reprices the items. It's similar to other ones out there that I've talked about. And they are asking about a feature on AutoDS called the Finder, which will automatically find top-selling products and list them automatically into your eBay account. And to be honest, I haven't used this myself, and the reason is because I don't drop ship a lot from Amazon. And the Finder only works if you are drop shipping from Amazon right now. So it's not one that I can really talk about, but I have heard from other people that it does work. So let's see more questions I had this week. So Richard was asking me about accounting. Richard is using a repricing and listing software and wants to know if that will handle expenses for him or bookkeeping for him. And really it doesn't. A lot of them have something built in that will show you your profit, but really that's more of an estimation more than anything else. because it estimates, well, based on this sale, you're going to pay this much in eBay fees, this much in PayPal fees, and because you mark it up this much, you're likely to make X amount in profit. So it kind of can estimate what your profit's going to be, but it's just an estimation. It's not always right. And I found it not to be really accurate, because even if it's 1% off, that could totally throw off your number. So I wouldn't rely on that. It's just a nice thing to kind of get a general idea of how much your profit is. Yeah, Derubin11111 says, have you ever listed an item from Amazon and then they've changed it to an add-on item? How would you handle this? So an add-on item is an item that you can't buy and ship out on its own. You'll see these if you have a Prime account. These are items that, for whatever reason, usually because they're cheaper, Amazon won't just let you ship it by itself. So you have to add it to another item and then ship it out. So Drubin is saying, what happens when you list an item, it's not an add-on, and then it turns into an add-on? Well, luckily there's some repricing softwares will handle this for you and automatically mark it as out of stock. So check with your repricer, see if it does that. And then if it stays as an add-on item, I would delist that item. I would delete it and take it down. Great question, Kevin. Kevin says, so a return is started. The customer requests a return. You get the return label from your source. Let's say it's Walmart. How does the customer get it? So this is very easy. You save it to your desktop and then you upload it in a message to the customer. Or if they open up a return case, you can upload it directly into the return case. And that's really it. So my puppy here came to say hi to everyone. So if you guys like dogs, he says, give a thumbs up. Eric is asking if he is drop shipping from Amazon Prime. Well, one of the things if you drop ship from Amazon is that even though each different item gets free shipping on its own, you could put multiple items into the cart and then ship them to different addresses. And what's the benefit of doing that? Well, it does save you a little time because you don't have to go through the whole checkout process again and again and again. So whether you want to do that's really up to you. I don't think there's really any benefit other than just saving you some time. I think that answers your whole question. Yeah, and then the other drawback is that if you ship to multiple different addresses in the order, you might get a little confused. You want to make sure you have everything straightened out and you're shipping everything to the right address. Sea Monkeys has such a sweet message. Says, I always look forward to your training and live Q&A every Tuesday night. Thank you so much for sharing your time and experience. As for everyone else, please hit that like button. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Okay, an Amazon dropshipping question from Shy Multimedia. Are you still dropshipping onto Amazon? Yes, we are dropshipping onto Amazon. And do you use your normal sources? Yes, we're using Walmart mostly right now. And have you ever received any requests from Amazon for an invoice? No, we haven't received any of those yet. That's something that does happen a lot to new sellers on Amazon, but luckily we've kind of avoided that. We purposely have scaled our store on the slower side, I would say, than what we wanted to, because we didn't want to get nailed by Amazon. We didn't want them to shut down our account while they do a review of why we're scaling up so quickly, which sometimes happens with new sellers. So we're avoiding that and scaling slower. Lewis is asking if there's any auto ordering software out there for Home Depot. So There is auto ordering software for other sources, especially Amazon if you're drop shipping from Amazon to eBay, but there isn't one for Home Depot right now, unfortunately. So, FTab says, my Amazon accounts have been locked a couple times. I'm from India. Why do you think that is? So I'm assuming that you're buying from Amazon.com. I can't say why I think that is, but I think if you are opening an Amazon.com account from outside the United States, that might set off a red flag for Amazon. It might be the reason that they're banning you. Have you ever tried reaching out to them and asking them why? That would be my suggestion. Roman has a good question. When we buy gift cards, can we write that off? Is that a real buy? So I'm not an accountant. I'm not a CPA. I am not a tax attorney. So I don't know the precise answer to this question. I'm just going to tell you what I do personally. When I buy a gift card, I count that as cost of goods sold. So you can classify each transaction as something. So whenever I buy something from Home Depot and ship it to a customer, that is cost of goods sold. So when I buy a gift card, I count it as the same thing. And the reason for that is because I don't have a way to really track the purchases I make with a gift card unless I do it manually, and that's just not going to happen. So I just count the whole gift card as cost of goods sold. But Zifrek says this person is using Google Spreadsheets or Excel to track your sales, profit, and things you are currently selling. It's been working out for them really well. And I think in the beginning, I think it's very easy to track your profit, all your expenses in an Excel document, just like you did. That's what I did when I first started. Now with over 100 sales a day, it's just not really possible anymore. But in the beginning, it certainly is really possible to do that. Okay. Cute dog. Shasta B wants a video on my business bookkeeping. I did mention I might make a video about that in the past. It's really not my strength. So it's something I'm constantly trying to work on and refine. So if I ever really feel like I figure it out, I'll make a video on it. But I just really haven't gotten to the point where I really feel like I've mastered it. It's just not a strength of mine. Okay, I think I answered all the questions I'd saved up from the week. Let's see what this question is. Yeah, so if you're watching this on the replay and you have a question, remember to ask it in the comments section of this video, and I will answer it during my next live Q&A, or I'll answer it even before that. Usually I answer pretty much every single message I get. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments section. I'd be happy to answer them for you. So there's still a lot of people here. So let's see other questions people have. Okay, so Charmaine says, what are your thoughts on growing feedback and credibility on eBay? What did your start look like? So it is a slow start at first because you're going to start out with zero feedback unless you have an older account. Maybe you've been buying for a while. So if you have feedback already, that's a good start. But for most people, they're going to start with zero. And really the best you can do is just provide great customer service. Make sure you order the item from your source quickly, you get those tracking numbers uploaded quickly, and you communicate with your buyer if there's any problem. Then you could, if you're new, you could send messages to them letting them know we shipped out the item, here's the tracking number. And we see that the item was delivered. It's been a couple of days. How was your experience? If you're fully satisfied, we would appreciate positive feedback. Here's how you leave feedback. If you weren't satisfied, let us know and we'll do whatever it takes to make this right for you. And eventually you'll be able to automate that so those messages are sent out automatically. But that's really the best way to grow your feedback and credibility, so to speak. And look, if you're selling on eBay, you should also be buying some stuff in the beginning, because then the sellers that you buy from are going to leave you positive feedback as well, which does, it looks like it's all grouped together, your feedback, whether you're a seller or a buyer. And the benefit of that is that your sellers will only see that you have, let's say, 100 positive feedback. They don't know that half of them are because you bought items from other people. So that's just something to keep in mind. Henry is asking me an impossible question, a loaded question. What do you think is better, Amazon or eBay? Neither one is better. They both have their pluses and minuses. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that eBay dropshipping is the best business model in the world, and because I have a course and that's what I want you to believe, because I don't think that's true. I think that there are different or better business models for people depending on their circumstances and depending on what type of business you want. Amazon's better in some regards, eBay's better in other regards. So it really depends on you and your situation. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we had a lot of new members into the Dropshipping Titans course this past week. So I want to welcome the new members. We have Dennis, Martin, Pat. We just had a couple of minutes ago, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Juck just joined. So welcome, Juck. We have Pat, Faith, Titus, Karen, Jose, JJ. Welcome, everybody. We had a couple more here. We have John, Deborah, Brian, Caitlin, Joseph, Alexis, and Melanie. Welcome, everyone, to the Titans tribe. That's what we call everyone who's joined the Dropshipping Titans course, because we also, because we're a community and we have a private Facebook group for anyone who's inside the course. And so we're known as the Titans tribe. So welcome, everyone, to the Titans tribe. Andrew is asking about TrackerBot, which is a program that I use to automatically upload tracking numbers from my email into eBay. And Andrew is asking if there's something like that for dropshipping onto Amazon. And oh gosh, I wish I was more prepared for this, because I thought that TrackerBot did that. I'm trying to look it up real fast, because I thought that you could use it to dropship onto Amazon, but I don't want to say that if that's not true. So let me see if I can quickly, I don't know. I feel like it does, but I could be wrong about that. Maybe it's something else. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. So I don't know. Just don't listen to me about that one, because as far as I know, I don't know, to be honest. All right. Sorry, Andrew. I couldn't answer your question. I'll look into that one. Okay. Let's see. So Shy Multimedia is saying that they are thinking about drop shipping onto Amazon. So is looking for some advice, and I'll say it's a lot more difficult to drop ship onto Amazon than eBay, just because their metrics are so strict, and they will side with buyers a lot more than eBay will. So eBay, if you have a tracking number showing that the item was delivered and the buyer is claiming that they didn't get the item, then eBay is going to side with you. But Amazon doesn't always do that. Just because you have a tracking number showing it was delivered doesn't mean you're going to win a case if a buyer is claiming they didn't get it on Amazon, believe it or not. So that's just an example of one of the reasons it's a little bit harder on Amazon. M. Williams is asking me what software I use for Amazon dropshipping, and I'll be making a video soon about the software I'm using. So if you want to hear about that video, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. That will be a future video, hopefully soon. So Danny wants to know if any of my students are selling more than I am. Yes, I know of at least two who have told me that they are at a level now where they're selling more each month than I am, which is pretty awesome to hear. Yep, Kevin is saying, do you use gift cards for your virtual assistants so that you don't have to give them your credit card information or PayPal account? That's one reason I do it. But just remember that if you're buying items on like Walmart or Home Depot and you're logging in or having your VAs log into those websites, then the credit card information is stored in there and they can't see it. So that's just something to keep in mind, that it's not something you should be worried about because they're not going to be able to see it. I just use gift cards because I have trouble with HomeDepot.com sometimes with my orders, and I find that I don't have any problems if I check out as a guest. And the best way to check out as a guest with VAs is to give them the gift cards. No, Austin. So Austin is saying when a customer asks for a return on eBay but doesn't open a return case, do you direct them to open a case so you can get your final value fees refunded? I don't do that. And the reason why is because I don't want that to impact my metrics at all on eBay, because very often they'll choose that it was an item not as described or something was wrong with the item, and that's becoming more and more important to keep those numbers, those types of returns down on eBay. So I don't do it that way, no. John is asking a good question. How do you keep up with placing the orders once they start coming in? And this I kind of mentioned or went over before, and that's the hire virtual assistants. Look, we're coming up on Q4. It's a really busy time of year. You'll likely see an increase in sales. If you're already at the point where you're placing a lot of orders each day, you might want to consider hiring some seasonal help. Hire a virtual assistant to help you through that process and to start placing those orders for you, so that they can learn now before Q4 starts. So Gina is asking how long it will take to actually get started selling once she takes my course. So I've seen people complete my course in a weekend, and if you follow along with me, you can have one window open with the course, one window open with eBay. Just follow along exactly as I go through. Just do exactly what I do. You could have your whole store set up in a weekend and start listing products up just as quickly. There are some other things in the course that take more time to do, like I go over how to become tax exempt. That's not something you can do in one day because it takes some paperwork to do, so to speak. But once you start the process going or start selling items, you can go back, do things like becoming tax exempt and do those things later. The more important thing is just to get started, and you can do that within a weekend. So thank you, Nina, for the super chat. Pretty funny super chat because Nina says it's a $1.99 super chat and Nina wrote in $5 or maybe it's 5.0. I'm not sure, but thank you, Nina, for the $1.99 super chat. That's going to be a treat for the dog. So Shasta says, what software do you use to track Amazon sales? So in other words, when I'm dropshipping onto Amazon, I'm assuming you're talking about. So the software that I'm using to list, or rather to reprice items, has something built in for that. I'm not using that at the time. I'm actually going into Amazon to fulfill the orders, and you could put in notes onto each order, so that helps keep things organized. As for the profit, like I mentioned before with eBay, when you're first starting out, you can easily keep track of profit with a spreadsheet. So that is what we attempted to do with Amazon, but we kind of messed up. The problem with my bookkeeping now, to be perfectly honest, is that I'm running too many businesses out of the same bank accounts. So I have my eBay dropshipping store, another eBay dropshipping store, and an Amazon store all going into one account. I'm using the same suppliers for them. So I'm buying gift cards, and some of the gift cards are being used for Amazon. Some of them are being used for eBay. And when I look at the end of the month, I can't tell the difference between them. So right now, that's really messed up my accounting. I know overall how much money I'm making, but I don't know precisely which one is doing. Well, I know eBay's doing better still, but it's kind of messed things up. So one of my goals, hopefully, I guess next month, it's not like a huge priority right now, but it will become a priority soon, is to kind of split the two up and make it really clear, if I buy a gift card, that this one was spent for fulfilling orders from Amazon and this one was spent for fulfilling orders from eBay. So that's kind of the problem that I'm dealing with right now. Okay, so we have like 6 minutes left. This hour just kind of flew by. So let's see if I can answer some quick questions for you guys in the last 6 minutes. Does it mean that this is a long question? Let me skip that one because I'm not sure what you're asking. Eric is saying TrackerBot's not for eBay only, so I hope that verifies what I was saying before. Let's see. What are your favorite suppliers? So I really like Giovanni. I like Home Depot, and I really like Walmart. And the reason for that is because I like suppliers with really good customer service, that have free shipping at a certain point, and that have really fast shipping time. And both Walmart and Home Depot have that. I've just really liked both of them. And I started using Banggood, which I like as well. So Nicole is asking how many people are inside the Titans tribe, how many people have joined the course. If you actually click the link to it underneath this video, it says it on the page. If you're looking to sign up, it says it on there how many people have signed up for the course, so you can check that out. And same thing with Son Yu is asking, what's the benefit of the coaching program on my for the Dropshipping Titans? I go over that as well on the sales page if you want to check out that. It's at dropshippingtitans.com. Oops, that's not it. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Blackburn, for the super chat, $2 super chat. Seems like it's a just because. Really appreciate that. That'll be another treat for the dog as well. Okay, but you do have a question. It says, how do you list all your promoted listings on eBay at once? I want to change all 4. So you can list the items without making them promoted at first, and then later on start a campaign where you add all those items to a campaign and then set the percentage for that entire campaign, if that makes sense. You do need a store subscription to do that. Lewis is asking how much I currently sell per month on eBay. It's $100,000 a month. This month it's like slightly under 100,000, but we're going into November. So it's going to go back up. Let's see. Johnny is talking about the course, says there are so many benefits to the course. The course as a whole covers a great deal of information. The group is there to help with questions. So thank you for that, Johnny. And Johnny's one of the people that came out to the meetup I had here in New York City not too long ago. So shout out to Johnny. Welcome. Okay, so this is about the full hour. So I wanted to thank everyone who came out today to ask questions and to watch. We had a record number of people today. I think it peaked at 205 people. So thanks to everyone who came out for the live chat, everyone who asked questions. Thanks to people who answered questions for other people inside the chat, questions I couldn't get to because we had so many. Special shout out to Phil Clark. He's always in the live chat asking or answering people's questions. He gives really good advice, so listen to Phil Clark. And thanks everyone who came out. If you guys have any questions, like I said, ask them in the comment section of any of my videos and I'll answer them during my next live Q&A. I do them every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time right here on the YouTube channel. So make sure to check it out. We have a good time. Subscribe to the channel and you hit the bell notification. You'll get an alert every time I go live because I don't only go live just on Tuesday nights. I also randomly go live at other times. I went live last week and people who were there were able to ask me questions and contribute to the video. So thanks everyone for that. That's really all I have for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye for now.